IKEA is a company that I'm cool with. Amazon, not so cool with. But they kind of did the same thing. So now I'm not cool with both of them. So let me take you to Amazon first. Amazon did this thing where they wanted to celebrate Juneteenth. Great idea. And how did they celebrate Juneteenth? Well, they decided to make sure employees had fried chicken and cornbread. That's how they decided to celebrate Juneteenth. Oh, by the way, they threw in a t-shirt and had this nice kente cloth print that said Juneteenth on it. I mean, come on, they're trying. Here's some of the video from one of the workers at Amazon.
So in honor of Juneteenth becoming a national holiday, Amazon gave us some shirts today. I'll turn the camera around so you can see. Juneteenth Freedom Day. And so that you know it's Amazon logistics, this is not even the warehouse I work for. So this is a leftover shirt that got brought to my warehouse. They also provided us with lunch today. And I opened this up, and when I tell you the caucasity, it's fried chicken and cornbread. This company will do everything but pay us living wages and change our work environments to be safe and health conscious. I want to know who approved this. Who said, let's bring this warehouse some leftover Juneteenth Freedom Day shirts and some fried chicken for lunch on the same day and thought that that would be a good idea?
Well, your company did, Amazon, but they already told you how they felt about employees with a slew of background that said, we don't give a damn about employees, we care about our bottom line. Now, let me take you to IKEA. And I know many of us, we F with IKEA. And this is what IKEA did. They said, we're celebrating Juneteenth, and here's what we're going to do. And this is an exact quote. Look out for a special menu on Saturday, which will include fried chicken, watermelon, mac and cheese, potato salad, collard greens, and candied yams. That is how they celebrate a serious moment in American history. Now, why is this offensive to black people? Why is this offensive to me? It's offensive to me because you have equated the suffering and the overcoming of black people enslaved in America to a freaking meal, a stereotypical meal at that. As if you can say, invite those Negroes at the table, give them some fried chicken and collard greens and shut up, because that's all we're going to do for you. Where's the diversity, equity in your company? Where's the new guideline and protocol to be sensitive to those who are people of color among your ranks? Where's the new emphasis placed on hiring mid-level and senior level management to make sure they are representative of a diverse work core? Where's the policy is my question. You see, this to me is just as bad as the Republicans who said yes to Juneteenth, to give us a holiday in America, but then they said no to the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. They said no to HR 1. They said no to increasing minimum wage to $15 an hour. They said no to every policy dynamic that would actually change an outcome for a black person and others in America. They said no to that, but they gave us a holiday. Well, Amazon and IKEA gave you a meal. Anna?
Yep. I mean, right on. You're absolutely right. And as soon as Congress voted to make Juneteenth a holiday, the first thought that came to mind for me was capitalism. I mean, it's going to be exploited specifically to sell products, and that's what we're already seeing. And the policies, the company policies that you're referring to that would actually increase diversity and opportunities for people, I absolutely agree with you on that. Also, I would argue that if the company genuinely wants to celebrate Juneteenth with its employees, how about pay your employees double that day?
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah,
instead of these empty gestures that end up being incredibly racist and ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, and pay the black ones double. I know that's so politically incorrect and not something that a company can do, but damn it, it's Juneteenth, okay? All right. I just really hope these companies get it together. Let me, in fairness, read the apology from IKEA. IKEA says, we got it wrong. We sincerely apologize. We're committed to educating ourselves and putting a process in place that will allow us to thoughtfully honor Juneteenth in the future. And that's the real issue. Thoughtfully honor it. Be thoughtful about honoring it, all right? We shop with IKEA, we work at IKEA. We have a long tradition connecting the black community to IKEA. Don't do the black community like that, all right? Be thoughtful about the process here. This happened in Atlanta, but it was a corporate store. So IKEA corporate, they do get the blame for that and they get the blame appropriately. Anna, what do you think could be done? And this is more of a probative question about policy. What do you think could be done? And I'm talking about the gamut, not just IKEAs of the world, but all companies, to do something that's actually thoughtful about Juneteenth rather than collard greens and fried chicken.
I mean, right now, honestly, in this country, we can't even get agreement on private companies having the ability, for employees of private companies to hold those private companies accountable if they do in fact engage in some discriminatory practices. All they need to do is claim religious liberty as they engage in those discriminatory practices. So I think that, expecting companies to change their behavior on their own is ridiculous. That's never gonna happen. There needs to be policy, but the policy needs to focus on protecting workers, protecting disenfranchised groups of people, and not allowing shallow rebuttals about religious liberty provide cover for the discriminatory practices that these companies engage in. I believe in religious liberty. I'm not religious myself, but I do believe that people should have the right to practice their religion in this country. However, we also should have protections for people, and those protections should outweigh someone's personal religious view. I mean, when we were engaged in the Civil War, those who refused to abolish slavery would argue that their religious beliefs protect the institution of slavery. Very similar talking points were used, throughout decades and decades when it comes to abortion, when it comes to gay marriage, when it comes to a whole host of things. I'm sick and tired of people hiding behind their religion or using religious doctrine to provide cover for their bad behavior. We need to protect people. We need to ensure that they are treated with decency in the workplace. And that's not gonna happen on its own. We need lawmakers to actually fight for that and pass the policies that provide that kind of protection.
Anna, very well said. While I do agree with the theory of religious liberty, I do not respect the pragmatic application of it, because every single religious liberty bill has aimed to do one thing, and that is to allow legal discrimination. And my faith background says that's wrong. I don't know what Bible these cats read, but my faith background says that's not the way to move forward as a human race.